Hey guys, so as I mentioned in the previous video, in this one we're going to add some animations for staff combat type. And first we're going to set up locomotion, and then we're going to set up some attack combo. And it will be similar to combos that we have done for melee weapons, but since the staff is actually going to be a ranged weapon, it will be slightly different setup. So first thing, what you need to do is go to your animations folder and create a new folder called staff. And then in the link in the description you can download these 5 animations. Just import them to Unreal, change the skeleton to SK Mannequin, and you don't have to do anything else. And it took me a while to find these animations because I have a specific staff combat in mind that I want to do, and it's kind of like a fast attacks with the staff while swinging it and then firing the projectiles. So these ones were the closest one to it I could find, but it is still difficult to edit them and everything, so we're going to do it together in this video. And just position some arms, because as you can see he's kind of like holding two-handed weapon. He's swinging it, and then somewhere halfway through, when we actually swing the stuff forward, we will fire the projectile from it. So that's what I had in mind. But then in this first one especially, he's holding the arm weirdly and it won't be actually holding the stuff, so it will look slightly bit strange. So we need to kind of edit it in the sequencer. I think the second one and third one are a little bit better. And then we got the stuff idle, and we also got the stuff run forward, which is just one of the forward running animations. It's kind of like a default, but it's not clipping when you're holding the stuff or anything, so I think it looked nice. So first thing, let's go to, we need to create blend space, so we can copy one of them from like weapon and shield, for example. I'm going to get this weapon shield blend space, BS, copy it, and then let's paste it to stuff and open it up. Here what we need to do is walking, we keeping the same. So first one is idle, so delete it, and this one will be staff idle. Then walking we keeping the same, sprinting we keeping the same, and these middle ones here and here is running forward with a shield, which is a horrible animation I don't like. So let's delete these two, and we're going to do stuff run forwards. There seems to be no snapping. If you have a problem with, we will see if we have a problem with going from running to sprinting, and if we do have a little bit weird foot placement, we will have to add the actual foot placement notifies ourselves. For now it's fine, so just save it, and then we can just go to anim blueprint. So I need to open my player blueprint, and I'm just going to open it through here. So mesh, find ABP money, open it up, and here we got locomotion, walk and run, and we already created new combat type. So if you right click, you should have it down here, stuff. So it will just add it, and then we need to copy the ground speed and just drag out BS stuff BS, where are you? I didn't rename it, my bad. Let's go back to animations and stuff. Yeah, this one is to be stuff underscore BS, and then you can just drag it out here. Speed will be the same, ground speed, and then we connect it to stuff pose, stuff combat type. Right, compile and save, and this should already work when we equip the stuff, because we have set up combat type in the previous one, so it should switch that enumerator. So equip this. Alright, this is idle with this. This is not idle with the stuff, but this is running with the stuff and sprinting with the stuff. Right, idle is somewhere else, so we need to go back to locomotion, idle, and here we just need to do the same thing, right click, stuff, and drag out just idle, stuff idle, and connect it there. Alright, let's test it out again. Equip the staff. There we go. So he's looking around. This is the idle with the staff. I kind of like it. He's ready for combat, and then running is kind of like basic. It's nothing special. You can make it faster if you like, but I don't mind it. I think it's okay. And then sprinting is the same. We can go from running to sprinting just fine. And now basically we want to set up that attack combinations. I actually didn't get the drawing weapon ready, so for now we will keep the 200 one as it is right now, okay? But we will change that eventually as well, just because I wanted to focus on that combo. So what we're going to do, just to test it out, you don't have to do this part. I'm going to quickly just create montage from one of them and then add all of them attacks. So attack 1, attack 2, attack 3. Staff attack 1, staff attack 2, staff attack 3. And now I want to also slow it down because it's playing too fast. So rate scale is going to be like 0.7. Save it. And now we go to player. And there's a million things open here, so I'll close it. Go to combat graph. And I have some buttons set up. You still don't have to do this part. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So when we press N, we're going to play montage on the mesh, and this will be the staff attack 1 montage. So now when I'm holding the staff, I press N, and this is the first swing, second swing, and third swing. And every time he swings, he will be firing the projectile in front of him. Alright, but as you can see, the second one and third one are okay, but the first one, this one here, is holding the arm really weirdly. I just don't really like it. It's not matching the staff. We could position staff a little bit better in the hand, because it's also not matching here, by the way. I need to change it. But that won't make him actually hold it properly. So what we can do is, let's go to staff attack 1, open it up, and then we're going to add this staff to actual staff socket. So add preview asset and staff. That whisper. Sorry, that's my staff. Alright, and the socket needs to be positioned a little bit better. As you can see, I kind of like faked it. So this one. But what I also want to do, I kind of want to match it with that attack that we have for staff. So staff attack 1. If I kind of go, you can see it's going forward. And then from here, I don't know how you're supposed to hold this stuff at all. Even if I position it a little bit better. Let me try if it's going to look better. Like this. That will be my socket. Still it doesn't match at some points, but it's kind of like flipping the arm. Let's see if that will look better. So just adjust the socket. And now when I press N, still a little bit weird, as you can see. So let's just edit it in sequencer. That will be easier. I do have this actor. So let's go to sequence. You should have a sequence already, at least one. Open this up because the animation won't fit. I'm not sure how long it is, so I'll do 60. I'll delete everything that is here. Select this actor, add actor to sequencer idle. And then I'm going to delete the CR mannequin body for animation. I'm going to do staff attack 1. And I imported it on frame 15, so make sure this is on the beginning, and then close it, and then right click, bake to control rig, CR mannequin body, and create. Alright, now we got keyframes. I also want to have a staff on this guy so we can see a little bit better where the hands are. So go to selection, and here I'm going to drag out the mesh, not the actor but the mesh, which will be staff, and this one here, that whisper, and I'm just going to drag it to idle. As you can see, it's not movable, so I can't attach it, so we're going to change this to movable here, mobility, and then find the idle, drag it on top of it, and we're going to attach it to staff socket. And then, as you can see, it's still far away because we need to reset the location and rotation because it doesn't remember it. Okay, and now it's attached to the correct socket. So now we got this animation. Go back to animation, and positioning the bones is it's very difficult to do it. So what I will spend the last 2 days doing is basically I try to do 2 bone nodes that it would like attach the constraint to the part of the stuff, but it doesn't work very well with animations because it's hard to pass on through the variables, so just kind of like gave up in the end. Easier way, or one way that I found to do it, is just going to be we're going to enable the control for a hand IK. So let's select the global here, and here you're going to do arm left, this one, FK switch. So enable it, and that will just switch arm to this control gizmo instead, and an elbow. And this will be only on the first frame, so when you change the second one, it's disabled again. So let's just open these keyframes and find it here, which is arm left. And as you can see, this is off, this is on, all the way around. This is on and this is off. So I'm going to delete all of this, and that way I'll always have that gizmo on all of the frames. Okay, so now I can see it all the time. And what we want to do is we need to find the spot on the staff that you want to actually place your hands on. So I don't care about this first part of the animation, he's just getting there. But from like frame 10, I don't know, even later. So maybe from this point, I'm going to do it from frame 10, and I'm going to select that gizmo here, the square or cube, whatever it is, open these keyframes, and everything after this frame I'm going to delete so I can edit it myself. So select this, delete all the keyframes, that way it will stay in this position for the rest of the animation, as you can see. But what I want to do is, I'm not going to do every single frame, but maybe like every time he kind of like changes movement, like maybe every 3 frames. Here I'm going to just move this and move this arm here on the staff. So he holds it. If you have the same stuff, he's going to hold it just under this last point. Okay. And don't try to rotate it, the arm or anything, too much, because then it's actually noticeable if the arm is rotating in the frames. I'm just going to like position it somewhere here, like that. And then again I'm going to go frame 18, check where he actually moved. So he just kind of moved down. 20, he's not doing anything, so until 20 I'm just going to move this arm a little bit lower. You can also grab it and just position it. Also don't try to move the elbow, just always move this gizmo. If you want to spend a lot of time on it, then you can. And then as you can see on this part, the stuff is just going down, so I'm going to move it down here. Also make sure you got these automatic keys. I should have mentioned it in the beginning. If you don't, it won't save it. You will have to press it manually. And then There's a lot of movement to that stuff. Somewhere here, again I'll move it to this part, just so it's kind of like aligned. And then on frame 30, we'll slowly have to go up. And then here, we can just move it somewhere back. So I don't know where he was holding it before, somewhere here. And 36. So now, basically, I didn't do every single frame. You can do also every single frame, but then keep in mind that if you rotate the gizmo or move it too much, it will be kind of like flickering back and forward. You will probably see it on this animation as well. So if I play this, you can see the arm little bit is like, it's kind of like junky. Like it doesn't look as good because you also, you know, this is not a proper animation setup as you should be. You should also keep this location and stuff like that, so it wouldn't have these big gaps between it, you know, like you would like reduce the frames and stuff, and you know, just align it properly and then play with this animation until it looks good. But I think this is completely fine. This arm is just not sticking out as it was before, and it looks much better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now go to the top, right click on Idle, and we're going to bake animation sequence, and I'm going to do where are my animations, stuff, and I'm going to call it stuff underscore attack 1 underscore new export. Alright, go back to animations, and this one will be stuff attack 1 new, sorry, not this one, and play it. Yeah, I think it's much better. At least I like it better like this. And then I'm going to basically delete the regular one. I still have it on my computer. You can just download the file if you mess up and then try again. But I'm just going to remove this, force delete. That will probably close some windows. And then I'm just going to rename this to stuff attack 1. And now we can create combo from it. We can just copy combo from somewhere else. So let's go to, I don't know, one hand, and we got 100 combo, copy it, which is just basically a montage but with 3 animations inside. But I don't want to create all of the notifies, so let's go back to stuff, paste this combo, and then this montage actually we don't need. This one will be stuff combo, stuff combo. Open it up, and then what we want to do is, I think it was something, if you do something wrong it will crash, but like I don't remember what it was. So if I just drag out stuff 1, switch this and delete this one, and I'm going to drag stuff 2, stuff attack 2, and delete 100 attack 2, and here I'll drag out stuff attack 3 and delete 100 attack 3. I just forgot that I wanted to slow it down instead of, no, we can slow down the whole combo. Yeah, we can. Okay, so after you've done that, just reposition these ones so it ends where the animation ends and starts when the animation starts. Combo is the same setup, so it goes somewhere from the half animation, just so it switches to next one until the end, where if it reaches the end it will reset the animation to first combo. Make sure you can see everything here, and then this combo, and what is this one? Attack line trace we don't need because we're not going to be attacking melee with this. You can, if you like, you don't have to do the whole setup I'm going to do with the ranged weapon if you like to have a melee stuff as well. I don't. I want to be ranged weapon, so I'm going to delete these attacks line traces, and we need to change the can execute action. So where you feel like the animation's ending and you want to start doing the next one if you keep pressing the left mouse button. So for me it's going to be here, because here he stopped moving. On the second one he swings already here, so here I'm going to do can execute action, and on third one he swings, and again I'm going to do can execute action. Here we could maybe reposition the arm as well. You can see it's not aligned with the stuff. Character rotation, we're actually not going to do this part because we're going to have to add little kind of like crosshair that we got for a bow, but it will be just a little indicator where we're actually shooting the stuff. So rotation we won't be doing either, so we can delete it. Play combat sound, you can keep it for now, which is the weapon sound. I'll leave it. I will leave it because we will play some kind of sound. And then reset input is just so it's our buffering of the input, so it remembers the input that you pressed. So if you don't reset it and you press left mouse button once, it will just keep attacking. So we need to reset it somewhere. I usually do it just in the first few frames, and that's it. And this is our attack combo. So now we can actually add it to the player blueprint. So third person blueprints, player blueprint, and let's find the attacks. And this will have to be changed slightly here. Well, I got few plans for doing also, while you're holding it, you will probably cast like a beam of whatever, beam of the element that you have on the staff. But that will have to wait. I'm not setting it now. But if you go to your left mouse button basically and here go on a combo, we can connect the stuff to this one. So set current action tag attacking, modify current stat stamina, we can leave that, we will edit it later so it doesn't cost stamina, we can maybe change it to mana. And then play combat montage, which we need to set here in a staff to staff combo. And then as I said, I want to slow it down to maybe 0.6, so it's like shoot, shoot, shoot. Even that might be too fast. 0.6 might be fine. So in the staff combo, change it, play rate, rate scale 0.6, and then the rest of it is fine. We're removing the tags with can execute action and everything else. So now basically you can equip the stuff and sprint, and then when you attack, it doesn't play. It is frozen. It's because staff attack 1, why is it not playing? Right, what it was actually, it was just the attack speed. I don't have any on the staff, so that's why it's frozen. It's got play rate 0. So here we will have to make some exception. If it's a staff, we won't be using attack speed, or you can add attack speed to the staff. Probably that would be better because we got attack speed on all of the weapons. So in the data table, third person, blueprint, structs and DTs, item DT, where are you? Items DT, and for the staff that whisper, I'm going to add base stat attack speed. And this one will be 1, just so I don't complicate it here. So now I can equip it. What have I done now? Of course, reloading items. Don't forget, guys. So every time you change something in a data table, you have to reload the items, reload the map or restart the engine. This is million of people have problems with this. Not million, but there's a lot of issues with this. So reload the weapons, and now I'm attacking, and this will be my attacks. Okay, maybe the last one doesn't look too good either. I'll probably position the arm, but I won't do it in the video because it takes really long time and you already know how I'm gonna do it. So I'm just going to position it better, but I think the first one is already looking good. And then basically we're going to add some whoosh, swoosh. We will add some nice effect to it, and then we will be firing projectiles depending on where we're actually aiming. We will add little crosshair and stuff like that, and then yeah, that will be the attacks. And then for right click now we can't do anything. Like if you're right clicking, then you're not blocking, because what I want to do is probably have some kind of magic shield or a barrier when we block with magic stuff, and it will drain the mana instead. So that will be a completely separate video as well. And as I said, later on in the plan, what I want to add is when we hold the button, instead of just pressing it, when we hold it, I want to add like a beam of light. I'm not sure if any of you played Dragon Age, but kind of like similar to it. I want to make it just slightly different. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.